Hi, everyone. I have loved connecting with all of you on Twitter and then on X for all of these years. But it's time for me to leave the platform. I once believed that it was a place for honest debate and discussion, transparency and free speech. But I now feel it does not serve that purpose.
Hey guys, so today I finally did something I've been meaning to do for a while. And the reason for doing it, and kissing goodbye my 1.9 million followers over there, is because I hadn't been posting for a long time. I just didn't want to contribute content once it was...
Pro Crypto Blood, and as you guys can see, the montage of Rage quitting. I call it woke capitulation. They've capitulated, they've lost, and now they're trying to make up all the excuses why they want to get off X, and they've been meaning to get off X. If Kamala would have won, I guarantee you 100% they would not be getting off of X. It's only because she lost and their worldview got crushed, and they should have had a coming to Jesus moment, but they didn't, is the reason why they're leaving X right now. Whoopi, she's saying she's not having sex anymore.
We all came from
I dare, yeah. You didn't get here by yourself, man. You can't do this without us.
Yeah.
And if we don't let you, you don't get any. It's that simple. It's that simple.
We're going to get to that in a minute. Oh my God. Don Lemon, I don't know if you guys remember the absurd request that he had for Elon Musk when he was attempting to actually join on to X last year or earlier this year. Absurd. He wanted to be able to be the deciding factor on who comes onto the platform in the future. He wanted a Cybertruck, and he wanted this, and he just like a little diva. He's off of X. AOC is out here taking her pronouns off of her profile. This is hey, we're living in the golden ages of America. About time. It's so good, and I'm feeling so good. It's almost too good to be true. Like the dream is going to be over soon. Something's going to crazily happen that just shakes us out of our dream state and brings us back to reality. Right now, we're living in a dream, guys. A good dream at that. Let's take a look at this first video from Joy Reid.
So today I finally did something I've been meaning to do for a while. And the reason for doing it, and kissing goodbye my 1.9 million followers over there, is because I hadn't been posting for a long time. I just didn't want to contribute content once it was purchased by its present owner. But just having it there, I was only holding on to it because I, really didn't want someone trying to take over that name and using it for nefarious purposes. I was a little bit worried about that. And also every so often I would use it to just like sort of look at news that was trending and what's happening. And I would just sort of use it as like an aggregator. But I just realized that's not really worth it, because in order to like do the news aggregation and just look at all, you have to wade through a lot of dreck and a lot of just abuse and a lot of just negativity. And it's just not worth it.
So she's kissing goodbye her 1.3 million subscribers at a time where, and I said this the other day with Don Lemon, at a time when X is on an S-curve pattern of growth, and we're at the bottom of the S. We're just getting started. X is going to be the biggest platform here in the next 3 to 5 years, easily. When they integrate the cryptocurrency aspect, the streaming aspect fully. Right now, you can stream on X. I stream on X when I do lives. Make sure you guys follow me, by the way. Link is in the description below if you want to follow me on X and you're watching this on YouTube. But it's not a fully robust platform yet, like YouTube. It is going to get there, and it's going to take a lot of market share away from YouTube because they are still straddling the fence, in my opinion, and censoring and shadow banning a lot of content. I'm sorry, it's not shadow banning. It's called borderline content. It's the proper term they use for basically suppressing channels like mine from you ever really seeing the content. So she's going to throw that all away, the 1.3 million subscribers or followers on X. For what? Because you don't like the new owner? Because you think that a lot of the content doesn't align with what you think? That's your problem, Joy Reid. You're in an echo chamber, and this is literally the echo chamber that probably made you shocked at the outcome of the presidential election, because you live in a fantasy world. You don't live in reality. And you would have thought this election would have shaken you out of your fantasy world and into reality, but it hasn't. You're doubling down. Like many of your extreme liberals over there. They're doubling down for no good reason, and it's only going to kill their career. I hope MSNBC cuts her off of the roster because their views have plummeted after the election because now they have nothing to really talk about. And they're going to go back to the same propaganda speech they spewed for the last 8 years, but people are fed up, ladies and gentlemen. So she's making a horrible move here, especially if she's going to get X, no pun intended, from MSNBC. She really should stay on there and try to build a base. You delete that, that's 1.3 million followers gone. You'll have to rebuild, and it's going to be a slow grind and very hard because a lot of those people really weren't even following you anyway. But still, not a good position or move in my opinion for Joy Reid. Next, let's watch the head honcho. He's the one that kicked off this nonsense of rage quitting X. Don Lemon, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what he has to say.
Hi,
What's
everyone.
his excuse?
I have loved connecting with all of you on Twitter and then on X for all of these years. But it's time for me to leave the platform. I once believed that it was a place for honest debate and discussion, transparency and free speech. But I now feel it does not serve that purpose. In addition, starting this Friday, November 15th, X is implementing new terms of service, which among other things states that, quote, all disputes be brought exclusively in the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Texas or state courts located in Tarrant County, Texas, end quote. The full terms of service can be found on my written statement or on the X website. Now, as the Washington Post recently reported on X's decision to change the terms, this, quote, ensures that such lawsuits will be heard in courthouses that are a hub for conservatives, which experts say could make it easier for X to shield itself from litigation and punish critics. I think that speaks for itself. You can find me on YouTube at The Don Lemon Show, or on TikTok and Facebook at Don Lemon, and on Instagram and Blue Sky at Don Lemon Official. I hope you will join me there. Thanks.
Wow. So you're telling me that you're leaving because they've moved their litigation headquarters to Texas? Well, don't know if you know this, Don Lemon. They moved to Texas altogether. Like, what do you mean? They moved from communist California to a freer, better business environment state like Texas. So, of course, it's quite natural that they would move things over to Texas as well in regards to litigation or any potential litigation. I'm not understanding that. How is that affecting you? It's not. They don't attack their critics. X is a platform where everyone can speak and voice their opinion. So where do you get the history of them attacking critics? Facebook attacks critics. Instagram, TikTok, and so many other platforms. Those are the platforms that don't allow criticisms. So this is, again, they're in this delusional world, guys. And I know you know this, but I'm just smashing it all together. Hey, stay in that world because it's only going to allow us to continue to get more votes. Midterms coming up in 2 years. Next presidential election. Stay the way you are. I'm not complaining because an overwhelming amount of Americans voted against your nonsense. So if you're going to continue to go down that path, we're only going to get more people on our side. Round of applause for that. And now we got to talk about this lady. Oh, my God. Oh, she said she's going to stop having sex, guys. Who's having sex? Who's having sex here? I just want to know. We've probably stopped having sex with her. That's you know what I mean? Like, and that probably happened years and years ago. I thought she was maybe on the other side. I didn't know she was heterosexual. Did not know that. Excuse me for my ignorance. But at any rate, Whoopi Goldberg is joining the group of women who are saying no more sex. Now, women, let me just say this to you. You telling us no more sex. Do you understand the position you're in? There are more women than men, so the pickings are in our hands. So I don't know what you guys are trying to do here by telling us you're not having sex with us anymore. There are many, many women out there that will have sex with us. So that strategy is not going to work. So I don't know what she's doing and why she's doing it. But again, all of these efforts are futile. Don Lemon, Joy Reid, what are you guys doing? It's a temper tantrum. You're not affecting or impacting or moving the needle on anything. And lastly, I have to point this one out. AOC has decided to, I don't know if she knew we were watching, but the internet is always watching. The streets are always watching, right? And a round of applause for that. Internet always watching. she decided to take her she/her pronouns out of her bio. If you look at the new one here, it just says personal account at the end. No more she/her. Is she finally coming to the conclusion that many of her constituents have? She's lost a lot of people. Is she finally coming to her senses? You guys let me know in the comments below if you feel that is the case with AOC, and if she's finally coming to some type of common sense framework, which if that's the case, she needs to just go on and come to the right, come to the MAGA side, the party of common sense. This is that simple. It's your boy Crypto Blood. Like, share, and subscribe. If you like these type of reaction videos, make sure you click that bell to receive more of them. And I'm now on Kick as well, so join me over there. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, I'm out of here, people. Holla!
Yo, it's Crypto Blood, Detroit flow, screaming from the D, knowing what the show, indicators are on point, OG since 12, invested in trade, living